good, the bad, and the odd. They do go on.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your host, Michael Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello there.
Right, so today we're covering a movie of your choice, right? Your free pick.
Yeah.
Tell everyone about it.
Okay, so a while back I heard about this film. It's an adaptation of a 16th century Chinese novel called Investiture of the Gods, which is all about making gods, really. If this is an adaptation of a couple of chapters from it, following the story of a young boy named Ne Zha. The film
Uh,
is Ne Zha.
yeah, film is Ne Zha from 2019, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. A film that, according to, well, everything I've seen, is apparently it was the fifth highest grossing film in all of China when it was released, and its sequel is the highest grossing animated film of all time.
wow, because of the Chinese market, right?
Yeah, but also
Wow.
apparently it's good. It's really good. So,
Okay, cool,
yeah,
cool. Yeah. Well, we'll get into what we thought of this one, but obviously we won't be talking about the sequel.
yeah,
But yeah. I did feel watching it. Oh, this must be based on Chinese mythology because there were
yeah,
elements that just came out of nowhere that felt ungrounded in our culture, but I felt
yeah.
like they clearly were grounded in Chinese culture.
Mm.
So I was happy to roll with that. Yes. Okay, let's before we get into spoilers, let's just give high level what we thought of it. What did you think of this one?
Yeah, I really quite enjoyed it. I was
First watch
surprised
for
how
you,
good
was
it was.
it?
Yeah, first watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
First watch for me too. Yeah. I had a bit of trouble right at the beginning. I did not quite understand what was going on, but I think you were it
yeah.
resolved fairly quickly. You kind of understood the
It
vibe.
does front load you with a lot of names and concepts
Yes.
very
So
quickly.
I still don't know some of the names of the major characters. I've got to be honest. I didn't quite
Mm.
catch their names. I know Nisha and his parents. Um, but the guy that was the mentor stroke uh,
Yeah,
uh,
Tai Genren.
trainer. Oh, that was his
Yeah,
name. And then the other guy that he was working with at the beginning was the baddie. And anyway, we're
yes,
getting into spoilers a bit. Well, it's all at the front, so it doesn't matter to me.
yeah,
So I'm still not entirely sure. I know the guy, that bad guy, Shen, right? He was called Shen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shen Gong Bao was what he was called, and he kept getting called Shen Gong Gong because he had a stutter.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was a fun film.
Yeah,
It's a lot. It reminded me of elements of other stuff like Monkey and the
yeah,
various iterations of Monkey. I'm including video games, the TV series, the movies.
yeah,
Reminding me of that. Also, but certain elements of it reminded me of Chinese Ghost Story. I
yeah.
can't remember if we ever talked about that on the podcast. We
I,
watched it, but I don't know.
yeah, I think we have talked about it.
Oh, okay. There were
Yeah,
certain elements of the way the fighting progressed reminded me heavily of that reminds me of a Chinese Ghost Story.
yeah,
I've no idea if that was an influence on this or
yeah,
even in how influential that film is in Chinese cinema. I've no idea. But I just felt there were certain elements in the
yeah,
fighting, the animation. I have
yeah.
to say, I thought the animation was really good
Mm,
except where it wasn't. And what I mean by that is it was almost, I'd say 98% of it was really good, but there was a
yeah,
couple of elements, and it struck me right at the beginning. There was an element with a crystal thing, right, that looked
yes,
really chunky and bad, and it's like, oh god,
yeah,
this is going to be terrible. But no, the rest of it was fine. There was just
yeah,
a certain animation around crystals which they didn't get right, but the rest of the animation was terrific. It was
yeah.
weird. It was weird how it felt almost like pre-Toy Story CG, that crystal
Yeah,
stuff.
some of it. Yeah.
It was that level of whoa.
Hmm.
But I did quite enjoy the rest of it. Now we watched the English dub.
Yeah.
Good, seemed like a good job to me.
Yeah. From
Um,
what I can tell, yeah. I
yeah,
know in the sequel, a lot of the voice actors get replaced by bigger names, so I think it's Michelle Yeoh actually takes over the role of Neja's mother.
okay.
So, yeah.
Presumably, his mother's got a significantly bigger role in that, then
Yes.
perhaps. Okay.
So,
I mean, she wasn't, a minor role, but she wasn't
no.
like one of the main
His parents
characters.
were very significant, but not that present.
Yes, that's correct.
So,
That's a good way of putting it. The only other thing is that I wasn't jarring. It was just it made me chuckle a bit. Was some of the jokes were odd. they were kind of really infantile, but
Yeah,
I felt that was more because they're for the Chinese sense of humor than sort of
maybe.
Western. Um,
Yeah,
However, there was still some corkers among that. There was a lot of urination, right? There
yeah.
was,
There's a lot of scatological humor.
yes,
So
which made me think of Monkey again, right?
yeah. But see,
Um,
that's the thing. It's like we could say like, oh, this was juvenile, but like the big literature things and do in
have
China were
that.
doing it.
They
So
have
so
that,
like
yes.
I guess it's just a thing. Like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But it did make me chuckle a few times. It's like, wow, they're doing this one again and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But there were some really clever sort of setups and sort of way scenes developed as well,
Mm.
which I quite appreciated. I also felt it was some of its way it moved between different things was reminded me a bit of anime.
Yeah.
Um, like
Yeah, there was a lot of like
Dragon Ball Z.
overlying different animation styles as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
they
yes.
most of it was 3D CG, but there's occasionally they'd pull out this painting that they used as like a basically a training dimension.
Oh, that was awesome,
Yeah,
actually. That was really fun. I really
yeah,
like
but he
that.
had a brush that it would like
Yeah.
overlay like water paint smears on the
Yeah.
frame sort of thing.
Oh, it reminded me a bit of what they do in The Emperor's New Groove in terms of there was bits in Emperor's New Groove where you're almost looking at a mosaic on a wall,
Yes,
and things like that, right? But this was a a parchment or
yeah,
a scroll they were looking at.
mm.
And the other thing I've already mentioned the Chinese ghost story stuff and Monkey indeed. It was the use of things like scrolls with spells on or mantras
Yeah.
on or rings. Gold rings was
Yeah, by
containing
like
power.
golden rings that like contain you seem to be a very common thing in Chinese
Yeah,
storytelling.
yeah. I also loved all the dragon stuff in this. I
Yeah,
thought the
the
dragons were
dragons are really cool.
yeah, the dragons were really well animated and they look great.
Yeah,
And proper Chinese dragons.
and
It was like,
yeah, and I feel like this few films give dragons like the gravitas that I feel like they should have because a lot of
yeah,
them are like they're just like a thing to kill. These guys were like guardians of the underworld, and they had to spend their entire time like basically holding everything chained down.
yeah. It was
So they were
amazing.
sort of yeah. It
The
was
only the only Western film, literally the only Western film that kind of treats the power of dragons, this seriously and this importantly is probably Excalibur. Actually,
yeah,
Merlin's heart of the dragon power.
yeah,
Um, Apart from and how important it is to the earth and stuff like that, it kind of made me
yeah,
think of that a bit, which is completely
yeah,
different cultural thing. But it just
yeah,
that's the only Western film I can think or
yeah. The
true
Hobbit came
story.
close, but then they had
Yes.
Smaug doing gold shenanigans with the dwarves.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
yeah,
okay,
Smaug was all about the gold, wasn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's start talking the plot. First
okay,
bit, in fact, really, the only bit of confusion for me was this beginning.
yeah. So it
Basically, a primordial pearl is birthed,
yeah.
right?
So kind of if you've heard if you know the story of Monkey, it's the same similar sort of thing.
Yeah,
Where it's like
primordial
there was just
chaos.
a random thing that happened and a super being emerged. In this case, it was something called the Chaos Pearl.
Yes,
Two immortals, Tai Yi Zhenren and Shen Gongbao,
yeah,
get sent by the. He's called Yan Shi Tianzhen, but I think they refer to him as like the King of Heaven in the English dub.
they
So he
do.
might have been like the. I'm not sure if there's any if that's correct or not.
Yeah,
But yeah, basically, while after a brief fight that's mostly comedic in nature, they are able to subdue it, and they put it in a like a pot that boils it down to two sort of spheres.
so
Uh,
like a yin and yang thing, isn't it? Going on
yeah.
red and
So
blue as well, right?
yeah, so they boil it down to the spirit pearl and the demon orb, and they come up with a plan. Basically, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put the spirit pearl in the child of this great warrior, and the demon orb is gonna be struck by lightning and destroyed in 3 years.
Yeah,
I guess it's to build up power to destroy it, but yeah. So
yeah,
they go to the immortal Tai Yi Zhenren gets entrusted with them. and he goes to the home place of this great warrior who's called Li Jing.
Yeah.
His wife has been pregnant for 3 years.
3 years. Oh, and they make joke.
Yes,
There's lots of jokes about that. 3 years.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's like, honey, you should pray. He's like, I've been pregnant for 3 years. They should be praying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is, and I may have misunderstood. I got the impression that the good pearl, what was it called? Not
the
the
spirit pearl. That's what they were going to
was
put
meant
into.
to be inculcated into the child, right? But that
Yes,
it all went wrong. I was
yes.
right there. Okay, I wasn't
Yeah,
quite
so
sure.
you were correct there. The idea is that eventually the spirit pearl in the child of this young hero will be able to be cultivated into the next like deity.
Yes, yes. Um,
But some stuff happens. The
I was
other
gonna say
immortal,
I misunderstood the deity aspect. I thought it was meant specifically to
yeah,
be a
they said,
hero, like
yeah.
in the
So they,
Grecian tradition, right?
yeah, the King of Heaven basically did say it's like a one-off line. It's like, oh yeah, it'll join me in the 13 Immortals. It's like,
Okay.
okay, yeah, sure. Front
Yeah.
loading a lot of myth there that we
What?
don't have context for. So like this may have just been like an offhand thing to
Yeah, and
attend
I was confused.
viewer.
This was where I
So
was most confused because I thought they were talking about the two immortals that help contain the thing. One of them becoming the
I
13th.
think that may
But
also
that,
have been a facet,
yeah,
but
yeah, I
it
was a
wasn't
bit
really
confused.
clear. But they
Yeah.
were entrusted to Tai Shenren, and Shen Gongbao got jealous of
Yeah,
this.
Shen was really jealous, and I thought he was jealous of not getting the power to ascend to heaven. But
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced. Sure
Yeah,
about it. It
it's
doesn't matter.
not
Doesn't
100%
matter.
clear, but basically, Chen sabotages the ritual and gets the demon pearl put in in the baby instead. Uh, and she doesn't give birth to a baby initially. She gives birth to like a flesh orb that
Yeah,
slowly
with
grows into
weird
a
red
baby.
hair and
Yeah, it grows like a single like red curl and then eyes and a mouth.
yeah,
And there's this very funny bit where it's they use these like binding golden rings that turn into fish and sort of swim in the air around it and
yeah,
form like a burning orb before it zips into like a choker almost.
yes.
So
There's some jokes about how it all goes wrong. Is it the basically Shen, the bad guy, the
yeah,
bad wizard guy, is
yeah,
rake thin, right? And
yeah.
dressed in black, and the other guy, shall I?
It's
Is it Zenren or
Tai
Tai?
Yi.
Tai
Yeah,
Tai is big,
yeah.
like a
He's a
Buddha kind of
like
looking.
a jolly Buddha sort of thing.
Yeah, with his robes all open and stuff like that.
Mm,
And they make a joke about he's supposed to be watching this thing, and they bring him a drink, and he's going, "Oh, I can have a bit." And in the end, he's drinking a bit. He
he
goes, "Oh,
chokes
I'm
the whole
nearly
thing.
finished." Just the whole
Yeah,
thing passes out because it's drugged, right?
yeah,
Which means that shenanigans can ensue. We see
yeah.
people doing the shenanigans with spell, and when it gets revealed that they're doing something shady, they've got spells on their backs, haven't they?
Yeah,
Scribes,
like parchments sort of
like they're being
stuck
enchanted
to
to
their
do it.
back. Yeah,
They're being enchanted by Shed. We all know that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But no one else knows at this point in time. Like it's not known that it's known that there's sabotage. It's not known who did it. But yeah, there's a very funny bit in here where as Ne Zha starts to properly form, he's in this sort of fireball made by the golden ring forming around him.
Yeah.
And they start playing the Terminator theme.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was weird, right? It was weird that
Yeah, that's
there
a
was
good joke. So,
there was another musical cue that I recognised right at the beginning. I'm trying to remember from another film,
hmm,
and then I recognised the Terminator one when they in this bit. But they use another musical cue right in the opening credits
hmm,
as well, which is weird.
yeah.
Um, but yes. So, but essentially, um, um,
So
Neja instead
Nejaf,
of
yeah, instead of being a baby, he's formed as like a
a child.
7-year-old. He looks 6 or 7, but he
Yeah,
is a newborn
he's a
essentially.
newborn, but
This is
he's
another common thing where it's like, oh, a kid is born fully grown almost,
yeah,
so
or fully conscious and
matured.
sentient.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens a lot. Monkey was the same, right?
yeah,
Um, So, but instead of the I'm forgetting the name of the other thing. That he gets instead of the spirit pearl, he gets the demon orb
Yeah, and
inside
the
himself.
Shen secretes the spirit pearl away to the Dragon King
Yes,
of the
who is
East
under the
Sea.
bottom of the sea, chained to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. So this Dragon King, I think his name's Ao Gong. This is the guy, one of the guys that Monkey beats up.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Again, very similar to Monkey. That
yeah.
dragons underwater. Yeah, well, it is.
No,
It's the
yeah,
same
this
character.
is
It's
the same
literally the
character.
same character.
Like this is this and the three others that show up in the post credit scene. They are the people the monkey scares so terribly that they give him a new outfit.
Yeah,
And he's the
yeah,
one that they take the pillar from.
yeah,
So, but yeah, so this Dragon King gives Shen an egg to put the
yeah,
Spirit Pearl in. He's like, "We'll have my son be the bearer of the Spirit Pearl, and that will he'll be able to be deemed worthy of heaven and allowed to become like one of the true immortals, sort of things.
yeah.
But he'll also be able to get us out of this job." Because they are currently essentially prisoners, because they've got to be wardens of all demons.
No, it
Uh,
doesn't really go into that in the film. It just suggests they were imprisoned by heaven for being
yeah. Well, no,
terrible.
they say like, oh, the dragons beat the demons, and then they have to guard the demon like
Oh yes, they
prison.
do say that. Yeah,
But
yeah,
because they can't leave at all, they are essentially prisoners as well.
yeah. And they
And we
want to
let,
ascend to
yeah.
heaven too, right? They
And
were
we do
ever.
later see when someone sees a dragon, they're like, "Oh God, the heavens like imprisoned them. What happened?" It's like, "Oh, so the the humans think that the dragons are evil." So
Yes, I see. Um,
yeah,
Now we do see Ne Zha. You know, he's got temper issues almost because
yeah,
of the
he's
orb.
very temperamental.
Yeah, and they tell him that he was born with the spirit pearl and destined to become like a demon hunter.
Yeah,
Um,
there is a bit of a debate over it's like, do we make his because they know he's got 3 years until
yeah,
he gets struck by heavenly lightning.
yeah,
So they're like, do we let him know that he's only got 3 years, or do we just try and make him as happy as he can be in those 3 years?
yeah. And there's also this infusion of his father wants to help him become a great warrior to give him wisdom, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
So get they do actually get Tai Yi, who initially did the screw up,
yeah,
to
as a
help
trainer.
out.
Yeah,
Uh,
and this is where and Shen is kind of watching from a distance and all
yeah,
evilly, right? Yeah, I really I like the fact the whole film is actually in a way about you don't have to accept the nature you're born with, right?
yeah,
You can better yourself. There's a lot of that, a bit of Iron Gianty kind of
yeah,
um
yeah.
theme, right? It's a bit of that. Um, so
What else? So
basically, there's a
yeah,
like we do see the village. There's quite a clever sequence I quite enjoy where the village kids set up this massive like Rube Goldberg trap
yeah.
to get
To
revenge
lure
on him.
Ne Zha, yeah,
Where
because
it's
Ne Zha is supposed to be confined to his home because he's
yes,
still a chaos being,
yeah, but he
uh,
escapes
and he
often.
escapes every so often.
Oh,
And
we
Tai
see that he's learned the power to take different form, don't we? We do see that.
that he does learn later on.
Oh, does he? Okay,
But Tai Yi and his dad Li Jing basically try to go to heaven to let them know of the screw up and see if they can fix it.
right.
But
Oh yeah, they
heaven
plead,
is
don't they?
yeah, they go there and they plead, but no, they get no response from the gates.
Yeah,
Uh,
they've got a weird little
weird little
ghost.
cloud thing that
It
like
reminded me a bit like in Jurassic Park. They showed the
yeah, adopts the DNA.
yeah, it's a bit like that.
Yeah. But
um,
yeah, so they come back, but because time moves differently, it's been nearly 3 years.
yeah. So by the time
So
they
they
get
come
back,
back. It's
yeah,
almost time for him. But yeah, so that's when Tai introduces the painting world, and
yes,
they're like, okay, I'm going to teach you some magic. We're gonna, and he like slowly teaches him all these different abilities.
yeah. And he's using like a brush. He could use a brush to change reality by painting different pictures and
Yeah,
doing
while they're in the
or
painting.
drawing things. I just want to go back to the Rube Goldberg thing because I thought it was really
Yeah,
clever. Basically, there's a little gang, and one of the short one's got like a thing over his head, like a basket over his
Yeah,
head.
big pig mask.
Yeah, so oh yeah, that's it. And they're talking about this plan, and we see that how the plan is illustrated. Basically, yeah, this goes here and knocks over this, and then they go. In the end, he falls into this mud pit, which we're going to fall with spiky sea urchins, and then all the kids urinate in this mud
Yeah.
pit, right? When they're talking about their plan, and suddenly. Uh, so we see how it's all going to work, and then suddenly
Yeah,
the guy with
there's
the
like,
pig,
oh, how are we going to get him on the bridge in the first place? And the guy with the
yeah,
pig mask lift the masks up, and it's Ne Zha, and they all run. All the kids run onto the bridge, follow the
yeah,
trap, and start going through the Rude Goldberg.
yeah, and basically fall into their own urine-filled mud pit of sea urchins.
Hmm.
That was very clever. That made me laugh quite a bit.
Yeah.
That they were basically explaining the trap, then falling into it themselves. That was funny. Basically, they told him the trap so he could chase them into it, right?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and the villagers are very, very offish. You know, they're frightened of Asia, aren't they?
Hmm.
So they act like they know what he is, but his parents aren't telling him what he is, which
Hmm.
obviously is gonna confuse him. Um, anyway, he decides he wants to go hunt demons, and he has this weird troll thing, doesn't he? Who
Yeah,
grabs a
which
little girl.
okay, yeah, the troll thing does attack the village first,
Yeah,
but it can turn into water, so it's able to hide from the villagers. So they just see Ne Zha smashing up the place,
right.
and then a little kid gets grabbed by the water, and Ne Zha's running after it. So it kind of looks like he's chasing the girl.
Yes.
But yeah, so he goes and he fights this thing called a yaksha for a while, and then it eats the girl, just swallows a whole.
Yeah.
And that's when a second person shows up, Ao Bing.
Yeah. Yeah.
This,
Stylistically looks quite different, doesn't he?
yeah, he looks like a mid to late teenager,
Yes.
and he's in this big white robe that covers
Yeah.
his head.
Yes.
And he introduces himself, starts a fight with the Yaksha, but Ne Zha starts arguing with him,
Yeah.
and that gives the Yaksha enough time to set up a whole load of traps for using spit bubbles,
Yeah.
which will petrify people. It'll turn them to stone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, essentially, bits of them start getting turned. Al Bing gets turned into stone,
Yeah.
right?
He's
Um,
able to dodge all the bubbles and get like right up into the Yaksha's face, but the
yeah,
Yaksha just spits directly on him and turns most of him to stone.
yeah, and
Ne
it
Zha got
turns,
his arm turned to stone, so he just starts using his stone arm to swat the bubbles away because he
yeah,
can't be doubly turned to stone.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
and they
and there's
basically capture it, and it gives them the solution to
is it snot?
is
Yeah,
it snot. They basically make it fall snot out of it and rub it all over his arm, and then rubs it on Al Bing, and man,
yeah.
um,
It's a very gross like scene. And then they've got the demon, and they're like, "Oh, we'll keep this contained." And then the villagers turn up.
yeah. So,
Uh,
but at this point, it's established now. So I really hasn't got any friends because everyone's
yeah,
frightened of him. But him and Al Bing start to
yeah.
form
They
their
kind of
friendship.
strike up a bit of a friendship here. And
Yeah,
then Albin gives him like a little horn that he can use to call him.
yeah. Um.
And
So, but the villagers are not happy. They think,
no, they think Ne Zha did it.
yeah, and they
And
call him a demon as well,
yeah,
which really annoys him. And he
yeah,
starts
he
really kicking
starts
off.
like beating
Big
up them.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then his dad turns up and
his
calms
dad
him
and
down.
Tai show up and basically just stop him.
So they say they basically want to prove he's not what he is at his birthday party. Now this is his third birthday party, right? So when
Yeah,
the lightning's supposed to strike, so it's a bit like
yeah,
they
it's a
seem
bit
quite
tense.
unconcerned about that.
Yeah.
Given like
Well, I think from what they've said, they're trying to just do it as like, let's just give him as happy a time as he can have.
yeah,
So they're like, yeah, let's just throw the birthday party and he'll die, unfortunately. So we get the birthday celebrations, and we get they say they're going to show off the troll thing, the yaksha,
yeah. And
to
and
basically.
that's got these two weird little guards
Yeah,
that look
there's these
like
there's
Americans.
two little Aztec looking guards.
It's so
Who's
again, it made me think of Emperor's New Groove,
yeah,
kind of iconography.
yeah.
Very odd looking thing.
They're weird little things because they don't actually contribute to the plot really.
They're just a
Like,
couple of goofy guards, right?
yeah, I think they were just supposed to be like mascots sort of thing,
Okay.
but like a minion sort of thing.
Yeah,
But
minions. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so on the third birthday, like these he starts getting given all these gifts, including like the what's it called, the Firehead Spear and
That's
the
a cool spear.
Chaos Sash. Yeah, it's basically got scales near the end that sort of, while they start off normal for a spear, they can invert and shoot fireballs.
Yes.
But he also gives Tai also gives him his pig mount, which is turns out isn't a pig specifically. It's just a mount that changes to be the best mount for you. So for Ne Zha, it turns into these two like spinning wheels that
Yeah.
he kind of just stands on.
Stands on, yeah, because a lot of
Like,
his nature is we haven't really talked about it, but a lot of his nature is contained by a gold ring around his neck at some
yeah,
points, isn't it? And that just disappears and reappears as a plot convenience. I think I don't really know.
it stays on his neck, but
Oh, okay.
basically Shengong, the Shengong Bao, the other immortal from the start,
The bad guy.
makes
Yeah,
his presence known to Ne Zha and basically tells him everything that has
yeah, yeah,
happened and will happen.
yeah.
So
And so it tells him he's not got
yeah,
the spirit
he's not
pearl.
got the spirit pearl. He's the chaos pill. He will die today.
Yeah,
He's going to be struck by lightning, and everyone you cared about knew and hasn't told you.
yeah.
So
So Naja kicks off big time, and he turns into a different form, more like a teenager,
yeah,
right?
he kind of
With
grows to
fiery
his
eyes.
yeah, and at that same point, Ao
And
Bing shows up, and they have a massive fight.
now it's clear the powers of Naja are fire and the powers of Albig are water and
Yeah,
ice at this point. But right, a bit of Avatar.
yeah. There's a lot of like elemental fighting sort of thing
They
going on.
got marks on their forehead, to indicate
Yeah,
what they are, things like that. So, but and he's about to kill his own father, isn't he? At this point, or was that a
yeah.
bit later?
So I think they're able to get him with the ring again, but he runs away.
Yeah,
And what
Al
as
Bing intervened though, right?
yeah, Al Bing intervenes, and basically as he's trying to leave, they pull his hood off, and it shows his dragon horns.
So they know he's a dragon,
They know
right?
he's a dragon. That's where Shin Gong comes in. It's like, well, now they know that you intervened. They kind of have to die. So,
Yes. Yeah.
because dragons aren't supposed to be outside
Yeah.
of the
And he gives a big old speech. Shen's
yeah,
like, now only three people now everyone needs to die. And Shen starts
yeah.
summoning up this mental
This
um
massive like dome of water that
ice water thing
yeah, it
above the
starts water and then he freezes the whole thing.
so it's a bit Independence Day. A massive circular ring is above the whole village with
Yeah.
arms coming up to support it and stuff like that.
Yeah, so while Ne Zha is run away, his two wheels turn back into the pig,
Yeah,
and then it sneezes and shows him like what happened when his father and Tai Yi went to heaven. The
yeah,
weird little cloud thing taught was like, okay, they're not going to answer, but I know a spell that might be able to help you, and it's a fate swapping spell. So if you whatever is gonna happen or destined to happen to someone, they can transfer it to a willing family member.
yeah.
And the dad's like, "I'll do it."
Now
Yeah,
I have to say, as soon as they said that bit, I said, "Oh, the dad's gonna do it." And like as I thought it, he said, "I'll do it."
yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah,
So
that's
the
it.
dad
That's
immediately jumps, is like, "I'll do it."
so
Uh,
Neja's aware of this,
Neja's
right?
now aware that it's like his dad basically pulled the immediate ultimate sacrifice. Uh,
Yeah,
and this turns out in this little charm that he gave him at his birthday, he's got the slip that will swap their fates.
yeah. And Neja realizes this, right?
Realizes it, goes home, and says like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna let anyone fight this but me," and rips up the slip.
Yeah,
And
um,
that's when he switches back to his like adult form. But he
yeah,
keeps the band on. Instead of being on his neck, though, it's on his wrist. So
yeah,
he gets the power, but he doesn't get overwhelmed by it,
yeah.
which is what
And
happened
he
previously.
decides he's not going to submit to Heaven's Thunderstrike. He's going to try and fight it, doesn't he?
There is a whole fight with Ao Bing, who's now got a bit feral and turned into a dragon. where he does end up basically tying him up and putting a spear in his head. It's like, you're gonna stop. You don't have to do this, so you're gonna stop. And he kind of agrees to that. Then he has a whole discussion about like you got to fight fate, and then he concedes to the lightning, and it seems like he's just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
And then Ao Bing jumps in and is like, yeah, I'm not gonna let my brother fight this alone.
Yeah,
So
it's
they
really
start
cool.
like they start like
Hold on. We've missed a whole section of a fight where people keep swapping how they look, right?
yes. So it becomes a sort
We
of
forgot
a
that,
two
yeah.
v two with Tai Yi and Ne Zha and Shen Gong, but Shen and Ao Bing on opposite sides. And while they're fighting, they basically fill the arena with smoke and steam.
Yeah.
So Ne Zha keeps turning into Shen and stabbing Ao Bing in the ass with the spear.
Yes, and annoying him, and they all
Yeah.
get confused about who's who. It's a bit of it's one of the comedy of errors, but in a massive fight, right?
Yeah, and they
Basically.
do a very funny sequence where they end up in the painting. Tai Yi starts using the painting as an
I
offensive weapon and like sweeping it across the battlefield.
yes, yeah, and then at
And
one point, I think it's the parents and a few others are watching the fight on a scroll. They're actually watching
yeah,
it,
they're
and
watching
it's
the
like a
painting.
pinball
It looks like
machine.
ping-pong. Yeah,
And it's funny. That is funny. That was
yeah,
fun,
that
but.
did crack me up.
Yeah, but the entire end sequence where they're fighting the lightning in heaven is really cool.
Yeah,
Ne Zha and Ao Bing are fighting together
yeah,
as
and they do
brothers.
because they have the red. Ne Zha has a red color scheme. Ao Bing has a blue color scheme. They get this really bright purple effect
Yeah,
around them.
it's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah. And the lightning does strike and it does kill them, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But they survive. Like Tai's able to use the sort of this weird like lotus thing
yeah.
that they
The original
initially used to
container.
contain the chaos pill and the spirit pearl.
Yeah,
He's able to basically fling it at them at the last second and contain their souls. So they're still sort of alive and they're in a state where this can be fixed. But
yeah.
they no
Cliffhanger.
longer have to worry about the lightning strike from
And all the
heaven.
villagers appreciate what's happened and
Yeah,
kneel in gratitude, right? So.
yeah,
Ne Zha's redeemed in their eyes as well, and his parents' eyes, and so on.
mm,
So really cool
yeah.
movie. Did you stay for the mid and post credit sequences?
I stayed for two of them, but it turns out there was three of them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's talk about the two you watched. I'll tell you what
Okay,
happened
so
in it.
the first one is the Dragon King. Basically, is like, yeah, my son is dead. I'm gonna kill everyone at the at Chengtang Pass, which is where everything took place. And the other three Dragon Kings basically stick their heads out of the lava below and start making fun of him.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, we're gonna have to sort of all work together to kill Ne Zha. And then the next part is you see the two little guards and the troll have been waiting to bring the troll out and are
yeah.
still waiting.
They're tired. We haven't had orders. They're all like crushed. Well, not crushed,
Yeah,
but they're
they're
squashed.
like underground.
There is one element to the dragon thing. Yeah, I did mention, which is right at the end. Another dragon kind of pops up and says, and it's a female dragon, and says something like, "Perhaps I can help, brother," or something like that. But she says the word
Yeah,
brother, so that was kind of interesting too. I
yeah,
feel that was setting up the big bad in the next film, maybe.
yeah,
Um,
most likely.
Right, the one you missed didn't make
Yeah,
any sense because it had nothing to do with what was going on.
yeah.
Essentially, we see a human warrior standing in front of this big bad thing, almost in the silhouette. You don't really see what it is, and making a declaration. And
Okay,
nothing to do with the film we just watched, and apparently it
okay.
isn't. It's a
Yeah,
sneak
it's
peek of the
a
next film.
spin-off. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so you didn't miss anything.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it reminded me a bit of Samurai Jack, to be honest. It was that kind of
Yeah.
feel. So yeah, really cool film. Good
Mm,
English dub. Um,
yeah.
um, Never heard of it before you mentioned it. Never heard of this one.
Yeah, I'd seen a couple of clips on TikTok and various social medias, and
I
heard
was
it was really good.
Yeah,
So
I tell you what, I was confused at the beginning because they have all these little sequences, which are basically different animation studios, But there was
Yeah.
one bit with these orange characters that felt like it was actually the film. And it's like, what's this? I think they were, I can't remember what it, were they playing football or something? I don't remember.
Yeah,
It's like,
there's a
is
lot of
this
intros.
it?
It did kind of remind me of there's a Family Guy sequence where it's like they're just talking about the intro, like title cards for different companies, and it's like, well, it's not quite clear where the movie starts anymore. And it's like you see like a guy walk into a cabin, and it's like guy walks into cabin industries. It's like, come on, so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
just a protracted sequence of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it reminded me of. So
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so bear with it. But then the film started. But it took like 4 minutes, I think, before the film started, which was weird, right? Um,
yeah, yeah, it was
it's
quite lengthy.
yeah, all these different animation studios. Some of them were clearly an animation studio, like I don't know, Insert, right? But there's one of them
Mm,
that was so long. It was like, is this the film? It
yeah.
doesn't look like the film. What's going on? Let's see how this film was judged by critics.
Uh,
Yeah, a lot of people
critical
like
response, yeah, highly
apparently a lot
positive.
of YouTube and TikTok there's a lot of buzz, positive buzz
Yeah.
about it and those things. Um, it overtook before this the top grossing Chinese animated film of all time was Monkey King
Mm,
from 2015. Again, never seen that. Never
yeah.
knew it existed until I read it just there.
I need to
Um,
watch it.
yes. It it was really interesting because I did like the animation so a lot, but there was just that weird right at the beginning having something so bad looking. It's like, oh, no,
Yeah.
what's this film going to be like? You know, is it going to the physics going to look terrible and all that? But no,
Yeah.
it was
No.
perfectly good.
As that initial hurdle and the kind of front loading of all the lore,
Yeah.
yeah, it comes in swinging. So
It says here on the Chinese media site, it's got which is called Duban. 8.4 out of 10 was pretty
yeah,
high. Rotten
that's pretty good.
Tomatoes, 88
So,
on Rotten
yeah,
Tomatoes for the critics. Metacritic is 56 out of 100, which isn't very good.
yeah,
But it's Metacritic.
yeah,
But yeah, won various awards for best animation and so on and so forth. Good action animation, good comedy. Like I say, the comedy sometimes it felt a bit. There was some funny stuff though. The childish stuff made me laugh. The bit where the guy was farted because they're all in the same, stuck in the
yeah. They
same
all got
globe.
frozen into a ball, and this is part of the pinball bit that we
Yeah,
mentioned
so they were
to
kind of
try and
using
get the
breath.
brush.
One was
Yeah,
blowing to send it one way, one was farting to send the other.
yeah,
That did make me laugh. Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah,
very juvenile, but it still made me laugh.
yeah. So yeah, I enjoy it. Good choice.
Hmm.
Where did you get this from? Why did you pick this?
I heard about it through social media. I just heard that
Okay,
it and the sequel were very good. So I
okay.
just was like, yeah, that sounds
Well,
like
maybe we'll
fun.
visit the sequel sometime soon, right? We'll see
Yeah,
how we go. But Monkey King sounds intriguing too,
yeah.
actually. Um,
That one I have heard about, and yeah, it's supposed to be really good. So,
Yeah, I
Monkey
do
King
like the
Hero
monkey
is back.
stories.
Yeah,
I've got that love of it from the old British take on, dub of the Japanese series Monkey.
yeah.
So I do like the monkey story. And the various games, like was it not Enchanted? I can't remember. There were
Enshrouded, I think it's called.
yeah,
It's
whatever.
no Enslaved. Journey to the
Enslaved,
West.
that's it. Yeah,
So
Enslaved. There's more modern games which I don't know, but I've seen a bit of gameplay. And
yeah, Wukong.
yeah. Yeah, I've got it on my wish list, but it's too dear still, so I'm
Yeah,
waiting for it to come down a bit. But yeah, good fun film. Let's
yeah.
rate it. Oh, sorry. Any last thoughts before we?
No, like we kind of covered everything I thought about it. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
yeah. I wish I could remember the other musical coup because it was like, wow, that's so and so, and then like
Yeah,
you say, Terminator just popped
yeah.
up at one point. Just one riff, right?
Yeah.
That was
And
it.
it's in setting as well. It's a band that's there. And while they're
Yes.
playing it, like Taib kind of gives them a funny look and they stop. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's an old like airplane kind of joke, isn't it? Having some
yeah.
sort of music there that's dramatic, and then you turn around and there's actually an orchestra or a band playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. An old joke. But yeah, fun one. Yeah, okay, how would you rate this?
I'd rate this an 8 out of 10.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it
Okay.
was pretty good. I probably won't revisit it. I may if we decide to do the sequel in like a year, then I might watch it again. But if we're going to do it sooner than that, I probably won't. But it set it up quite nicely, I think.
Hmm.
I guess I know what the art's going to be. Him getting back to mortality or heaven or something, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, an intriguing story.
Yeah.
It took a bit to 10 minutes to orientate a bit
Yeah.
um because it looked like the two at the beginning were going to work together, but
Yeah.
immediately they don't. So um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I did have a look into Investiture of the Gods. I was like, I wonder how much Ne Zha is in it. 2 chapters.
oh, very
Like
short.
he's
Monk,
he's
Monk
he's
is like
basically just in it for that bit.
yeah, yeah. There's massive stories made out of. It's the same with Monk in it. It's like
Yeah.
massive stories, and when you actually look at the original text, it's like one chapter.
Yeah.
And most of it's quite high
Yeah.
level descriptions of what's going
Yeah.
on.
Well, Monkey though is still in the rest of the book. It doesn't seem like Ne Zha is at all.
Oh, okay. Right, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think we're kind of done.
Hmm.
So bye from me.
Bye.